Hi, welcome to day 12 of the New Coach Basics training. As I mentioned on day 11, today we are going to cover like pages. So I get a lot of people asking, should I start a like page? When should I do it? How should I do it? And it's a big question. But today we're going to kind of cover over what you should and shouldn't do, as well as what the pros and the cons of a like page are. So to start, I want to let you know, yes, you should create a like page. It is very important for your business to have a like page, but when you do create it, it does come with responsibility. Once you create a like page, you are pretty much saying, I am doing this. And that's why I hope you create one sooner rather than later. But it is important that if you have a like page that you really are consistent. So I think start it right away. If you're ready to be consistent and you're ready to keep the posts coming and you're ready to engage with your audience, it's a tool that is so important and has changed my business. So I now, to this point, I use my personal page more for personal things. I'll occasionally cross-promote if I have something going on that I think people would be interested in, but I try to keep most of my business posts or Beachbody posts on my like page, just because I like to have my personal page for personal things. When you first get started, it is important to start on your personal page because your audience is going to be your warm market right away. And the reason a like page is great is that it allows you to connect with people all around the country. And it doesn't matter if you live next to them, if you've known them before, you get the opportunity to attract people to you and what you have to offer just through a like page. And it's a lot of fun. I have met so many amazing people just through my like page. So I recommend starting one. And when you first open your like page or get it going, it is important that you use your name in the title of your like page. Do not title it just a random name. It obviously you're picking something that is about you, but your name of your like page should include your personal name because you are branding and you are promoting what you have to offer or you. People are attracted to you. There are so many fitness pages and health pages and dieting pages and vegan pages and paleo pages and tons and tons and tons. You could go on and on and on. And so you want to make sure that you are branding it as you. Not to mention then when people search for your name, your like page will populate. So that's why it's important to use your name. And secondly, when you start a like page, you want to make sure that the profile photo is a headshot of yourself. It doesn't need to be taken professionally, but it should look clear. It should look professional. You should be smiling. You should be looking at the camera. You are now with a like page going out as a business or a resource for people, and they want to see you, and that is how they're going to connect with you. Anytime I'm working with somebody, or I have a friend, I should say, this is an even better example. When we were working together, she would talk to them on the phone and she would Google them because she wanted to see what they look like, because you just feel like you have a better connection when you actually know what someone looks like. So you want to be professional and you want to look professional. So make sure that you have an attractive headshot in that profile photo. Then in your cover photo that you create, and I recommend, there's so many resources you can use to create cover photos. I personally use Canva. You can go to canva.com. That is where you can kind of put yourself into it. Maybe you want to put pictures of your family. I look at it and, I think it should be something that describes you. It could be multiple pictures. It could be you working out. It could be a healthy dish. It could be your kids. It could be your pets, the things that are important to you that kind of are going to connect everyone to your page. So make sure that you are using those two areas appropriately. Those are just my strong recommendations. You can obviously do whatever you want. It's your page. But I just want you to really start off right when you get going with your like page. So the negatives of a like page. First negative is that you cannot message people from your like page. You cannot start a conversation, at least at this time. They can message you, which is great. But if you have somebody that comments on a post, you cannot message them. You could add them as a friend. They could be somebody that you add as a friend and then start connecting on your personal page. But I recommend, and everyone has different thoughts on this, but I recommend first getting to kind of know the person, commenting back and forth, and then friending them, because it might seem kind of weird, especially if you don't have your name in the title of your Facebook page. If you friend them, they won't know who you are, why you're friending them. So I think it's important to try to develop a relationship first, or you should start collecting email addresses and posts. So that's another way that you can reach out to them. And that way you can always contact them by asking for an email address or asking them to comment, to write to you. Now, if you do try to start a conversation, and I should go back and say, yes, you can message these people, but if you are not friends with them, it's harder to message them. So if you're friends with them, obviously you can message them. But if you are not friends with them on your personal page, if you message, it goes into their other folder. And do you even know that you have another folder? I didn't know that I had another folder before I started coaching. So that just goes to show how high up your message might come to them. So that is a negative of a like page, but there's so many ways around it. I just don't, I try to always encourage people to give me their email address or to message me. So if you're asking for someone to do something, and your ask, when you're posting about a challenge or anything that you're wanting to contact people about, you always ask for an email address or ask for them to message you. So that's very important. Otherwise, you won't have any way to get a hold of them. And that was a pain when I first started because I didn't know that. So the other negative of Facebook is that you start with a low affinity, or of a Facebook page is that you start with a low affinity. So you have to build that up. That's why we always recommend starting with your personal page, because you have a higher affinity there. So when you do add your page, that's your business page, you will want to make sure that you're being consistent. And that's why it's important that you're always posting once you have that personal page going. If you leave it flat for a week, your affinity just drops and you lost all the work that you were doing before. So that's a hard part, but you can build that. So everybody starts from somewhere, and it's crazy how fast it can grow. And when you start, invite all of your friends. So when you start your Facebook page, share your page on your personal page. Say, hey, I've started this Facebook page. I'm really excited. Please join me. I'd love for you to, learn more about recipes, things that I'm doing to keep healthy. Follow my journey here on this page. So that's a great way to get people over to your page. Another great way is to, in your personal cover photo, and if you go to my page, and this could change, but right now I have a cover photo that says, follow me. And then if they click, it says click here, so they'll click on your cover photo, and it just takes them to the comment section, which has a link to my page. So that way, when I have new people that I'm friending and they look at my page, they will see my cover photo and know where to find me on my health and fitness journey. And I'll just, kind of say, see what I'm up to. So that's a way to get people over to your like page. Another thing about like pages, and this is a positive, is that you can do Facebook ads. And I think these are awesome. So they're super cheap. It's a great way to boost the numbers of your like page. And they're fairly cheap. It's pretty simple. You can easily target people. So you can target by city, and that's when you create an ad. You can target by city, age, marital status, so many different things. So you can find individuals that are like you. And that's kind of, what I've always think when I'm placing a Facebook ad, is that I try to explain myself in those ads, or anyone that I think would be awesome to join and be a part of my group. So you can really narrow those down and target people in your ads. And then another positive is that you can boost posts. So if you've got a really good post, people are loving it, and or you have a challenge coming up, you can boost the post. I think it starts at $5. So you can get that to show up in people's news feeds. So that is a great way. And I used to only do it every so often. I've started doing it more often, especially when I have free clean eating groups, especially when I have challenges, full challenges that I'm running, so that I know that those get in people's news feeds. Because sometimes when you post about challenges, you may get crickets. And that's just because people maybe didn't see it, they didn't comment on it, and it just doesn't seem as high in Facebook's affinity. So another great thing about a like page is that you get statistics. So you can go back through all of your previous posts and see which ones did really well. So it's really great to look at, because you can see what people are interested in. It helps you kind of gauge what types of posts are people liking, what are people not liking. Maybe this was a bad time to post, and that's another thing. You can get the stats of when people are online, when your audience is online. That's really cool. You can get stats on engagement. You can get statistics on how you compare to other pages that are similar to yours. It is a great resource. And that is one of the key pieces, is that you can really gauge what are people interested in, and you can continue to post similar things like that. And that's a great, great, great resource. So the other amazing thing about like pages is that it opens the door to so many people around or across the country. You get to connect, you get to share, you get to work and meet and friend people that you wouldn't have ever probably thought you would have known in your life. And you get to make a difference in their life. It is so much fun, and it's exciting because sometimes those people are your biggest fans, and they will say, I was drawn to you, and it just feels good. Like there was something that they saw in you, because that's why they decided to join one of your challenges. So it's really fun to meet people and to make a difference in people's lives that you never, ever would have met otherwise. Like it's just amazing. Like it's so fun and life-changing to think, man, I was able to change and help this person. And in my life 2 years ago, I would have never, ever run across that person in my life, ever. I mean, to me, I truly believe this is God's purpose for my life. And so I know that He's brought those people into my life. And so that's why it's just exciting. And when you are running challenges and you are going through all of the motions and the steps, it's important that you remain focused on helping people. That has to be your purpose. It has to be something that is important to you. And when you focus on that, that is when things truly begin to develop for your business. When you are solely your sole purpose, it's not around money, although it's great to be able to make a living off of helping people, serving people. I mean, it's really cool, but make sure that you are leading and doing this with purpose. And so it's always, sometimes when things get crazy and you're starting a challenge and you're trying to hit Success Club and you don't want to hit this rank, you always got to wind back and say, what is my purpose here? What is the real reason I'm here? And that should be to help others and to have people join you on your journey and to pay it forward. And you have the opportunity to do this. And Facebook connects you with so many people, and it's so much fun. So I highly recommend you get your Facebook page and you like page, I should say, and you start with that. Make sure you're still doing your personal page, get people interested, and then you're going to gradually move over to your like page. And you can still use your personal page. I just choose not to, and I will occasionally post things, but just because of time. And before I started doing Beachbody, I just had a Facebook profile page or personal page. Never was on Facebook. I even deleted the Facebook app from my phone. I was never on it. So that's kind of why I don't do the personal page as much. I don't post as often, mostly because I just never did before. But it's better if you do. So get your like page started. And once you do, make sure that you're ready. You're ready for that commitment. And I hope you all are at this point. If you do have any concerns, please reach out to your upline or myself. I'm happy to answer any questions about that or setting up your page. But I hope you don't have reservations at this point. If you do, I'm happy to answer any of those. So once you do, make sure that you are engaging your audience. You're commenting back. You post something, make sure that you have 10 minutes after you post to be able to comment back to people and to keep those discussions boosting and posting are higher up in the newsfeed. So that is very important. If you post something and there's people commenting, you've got to comment back, especially because it's a great way to network and get to know people that you don't know. So I highly recommend that. And so once you get started, do the profile photo, a great photo of yourself, headshot. It doesn't have to be professional, but take one that would look professional and do your cover photo, announce it, share it on your personal page, and then make sure you are commenting with all of the individuals that comment on yours and liking their personal pages, their personal posts as well. So you'll show up in their newsfeed a little bit more. And then I highly encourage when you open your page up to place a Facebook ad. They're really cheap. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but it just helps you build your audience and your following. So that is all that I have for like pages today. If you have questions, please post below. There are so many different things about Facebook like pages. And I know that this is just a quick review of what to do and what my recommendations are. But post some questions. Please reach out, comment below if this is on YouTube or on Facebook group or email as well. So I hope you guys have a great day. We are almost done with the training. It is, 2 more days after this. So I hope you have a good one.